Hello everyone. So Russia shared yesterday a video showing them successfully hitting an F-16. Fortunately for Ukraine, it was a mock-up F-16. But there is more to this than meets the eye. So, the video shows a Russian attack drone identified as being a BM-35 hitting the F-16 mock-up whilst it's parked at Kanatova Air Base. Now it actually isn't fully clear if Russia claimed this was a real one or not. There is a bit of conflicting information as to how it was initially shared online. So whether it was initially shared as being a mock-up, like some people claim, or if it was initially shared as being a real one. But certainly, many Russian propaganda pages on Twitter are running with this being real, regardless of how it was initially shared. Now there's also a bit of misinformation online saying that this was a decoy F-16. I've got to clarify, this isn't a decoy, it's actually a training F-16. So, it's a mock-up of an F-16 intended for training of engineers and technicians. So, whilst not an active F-16, it is a bit more important than just a decoy built to attract drones and missiles. It was identified as being a mock-up because of the intake. Here's the intake from a drone feed, and here's the intake on an actual F-16. So you can see it's completely different in shape. Now, a few sources are also saying that this was a decommissioned F-16 airframe being used for training, rather than a mock-up built from scratch, which could actually be the case. Last year, the US sent a pair of decommissioned, inactive F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine for use as spare parts. So it is possible that this is one of those airframes with the key parts stripped out for repairs and now being used for training purposes. If this is indeed a technical and engineering F-16 training aircraft, then it is still a bit more important than a bog standard decoy, so it is a shame that it's gone. The geolocation for this is here. This was done by Blinsk on Twitter, so you can see it's near Kanatova Air Base. And this is in central Ukraine. Now, I am a little bit surprised that Ukraine would carry out the training of its F-16 crew and engineers here, in a base which is easily within range of Russian drones and missiles and Iskander, rather than in the far west of the country near Lviv, say, as it seems pretty easy for Russia to hit this airbase to target the engineers and technicians being trained here. But then again, it's not a hospital or apartment building, so maybe it's low down on Russia's list of targets. But that does make me wonder, is the claim that this is a technical and engineering training F-16 Russians trying to save face here and claim some sort of win from the strike, rather than admit they got completely duped by a decoy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what exactly this airbase here is used for. Online sources are saying that this was a training one, and it could be, but it does seem a little odd for me for Ukraine to carry out its F-16 engineering training here, so close to the front lines of where Russia can easily hit it with drones. But an interesting little incident and worth taking a look at, I thought. Now, I'm going to play a video from Cars for Ukraine about the fundraiser that they're doing. Big thanks to everybody who helped out so far, and take care, everybody.
Ми, бійці 104-го БР-4-го бату взводу ударних безпілотних авіаційних комплексів «Бісові діти». Зараз знаходимося на Константинівському напрямку і де щоденно відбиваємо штурми ворога та знищуємо московитів з повітря. Наразі потребуємо пікап для відновлення бойових завдань. Звертаємось до команди Car for Ukraine та Бандеромобіль з проханням допомогти з купівлею, підготовкою та доставкою авто, а також до Джека і його YouTube-спільноти Сухомімус з проханням допомогти підтримати збір. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!